Before the storm of the Second World War broke across the globe, India was a land of immense contrasts, held under the firm but aging grip of the British Raj. The vast majority of Indians lived in rural villages, their lives dictated by the rhythms of the seasons and local landlords. In cities like Bombay and Calcutta, a different India was taking shape. An educated middle class increasingly engaged with ideas of nationalism and self-rule. The Indian National Congress was campaigning for greater autonomy, creating a constant hum of political dissent that the British could no longer ignore. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi had mobilized millions of ordinary Indians, turning the freedom struggle into a mass movement. On September 3, 1939, the Viceroy of India, Lord Linlithgow, unilaterally declared that India was at war with Germany, without consulting a single Indian political leader. The declaration was met with widespread anger. The Congress demanded a clear promise of independence after the war, and when Britain refused, Congress ministries in 8 provinces resigned in protest. Despite political turmoil, recruitment drives for the British Indian Army were launched across the country. The army swelled from under 200,000 men to over 2.5 million by 1945, the largest all-volunteer force in history. The war acted as a powerful catalyst, fundamentally reshaping India's economy. Factories producing textiles, steel, cement, and chemicals worked around the clock to supply the Allied war effort. Companies like Tata began producing armored vehicles and specialty steels, laying a foundation for India's post-independence industrial economy. But this boom came with severe side effects. Massive government spending led to rampant inflation, and while factory owners made fortunes, ordinary families found their savings wiped out. The most catastrophic impact was the Bengal famine of 1943, where between 2 and 3 million people starved to death, a powerful symbol of the moral bankruptcy of British rule. Indian soldiers fought with distinction across the globe, from North African deserts to Italian mountains to Burmese jungles. When these soldiers returned home, they were no longer just peasants from a village. They were veterans with a new sense of self-worth and a broader understanding of the world. The war also opened new roles for Indian women, who found employment in expanding war industries and took on greater responsibilities with men away fighting. Traditional social fabric began to loosen as people from different backgrounds were thrown together in factories and army barracks, challenging old hierarchies. In 1942, Gandhi launched the Quit India movement with the rallying cry, "Do or die," the most serious challenge to British authority since 1857. The trials of Indian National Army officers sparked widespread protests, further eroding the legitimacy of the British Raj. The war left Britain exhausted and bankrupt, no longer able to maintain its vast empire. When the war ended in 1945, the question was no longer if India would be independent, but when and in what form. The Second World War had fundamentally transformed India, economically, socially, and politically, making independence not just inevitable, but necessary. Like, comment, and subscribe for more content.